What if the story of ancient Egypt was incomplete? One African scientist spent his life putting it to the test in a nuclear laboratory. They spent 30 years trying to silence him. They failed. Cairo, 1974, 20 of the world's greatest Egyptologists in one room. Facing them, 2 Africans. When it ended, UNESCO's own report admitted the 20 had been outmatched. Remember this room. We'll come back to it. Physicist, historian, linguist, political prisoner. Senegal calls him the Pharaoh of knowledge. This is the incredible story of Cheikh Anta Diop. December 29, 1923, Thieytou, a Wolof village deep in the peanut lands of Baol, Senegal. His father dies soon after his birth. His mother, Magat, raises him alone. At 4 years old, he's reciting verses at the Quranic school of Koki. Then his mother makes the decision that changes everything. She enrolls him in the French colonial school. 2 stories collide in one child. The colonial classroom teaches that Africa has no history. The village elders speak of powerful African kingdoms. One question takes root. What are they hiding? He's brilliant, first in his class. But brilliant and black is dangerous in a colony. After clashing with a racist teacher in Dakar, he finishes school in St. Louis. 1945, he passes not 1 baccalaureate, but 2, mathematics and philosophy. As a schoolboy, he had already invented an alphabet designed to write every African language. 1946, Paris. The plan, become an aeronautical engineer. By day, advanced mathematics. By night, philosophy at the Sorbonne, under the legendary Gaston Bachelard. In the smoky cafes of the Latin Quarter, African students whisper one word, independence. Diop organizes them and quietly asks a question bigger than politics. Then he reads Hegel, Africa has no history. Marx and Engels echo it. A sentence written to bury a continent becomes the engine of his life. His strategy, master every weapon they respect. History, linguistics, Egyptology, 2 chemistry diplomas. He even translates Einstein's relativity into Wolof. Proof that an African language can carry modern physics. At just 25, he publishes his manifesto, When Will We Be Able to Speak of an African Renaissance? The roadmap of his entire life, written before anyone was listening. 1949, he registers his first thesis at the Sorbonne, The Cultural Future of African Thought, under Bachelard himself. And then, nothing. The machine quietly stalls. Between setbacks, he sails home to lecture on teaching children in their mother tongue. And at 26, co-signs a national reforestation plan against the advancing desert. Theory and practice. 1951, he registers a new subject. Who were the pre-dynastic Egyptians? His answer, ancient Egypt was a black African civilization. The Sorbonne's response is worse than rejection. No jury will even sit. The most prestigious university in France simply looks away. Most men would quit. Instead, in 1954, he turns his 500-page manuscript into a book, Nations, Nègres, a Culture. It lands like a bomb. Aimé Césaire calls it the most audacious book an African has yet written. Academia is furious. Students pass it hand to hand. Diop's calm reply, discuss it scientifically. And he keeps arming himself. Nuclear chemistry at the Collège de France, in the lab of Nobel laureate Frédéric Joliot-Curie, while teaching high school physics to pay the rent. 1953, he marries Louise Marie Mayes, a French geographer who will spend her own career documenting Africa's demographic history. 4 sons will follow. Science becomes a family affair. January 9th, 1960. The Sorbonne, a packed hall, radio broadcasting across the empire. For more than 5 hours, Diop defends his doctorate against France's finest minds. They pass him with the lowest grade possible, a doctorate and a locked door in the same afternoon. No French university will ever offer him a chair. He doesn't beg. Senegal wins independence and Diop sails home with his research. He applies for a chair at Dakar, refused, parked in a research institute, forbidden to teach. So he builds. 5 years with France's top atomic scientists as partners, he raises the first radiocarbon dating laboratory in Black Africa. Now Africa can date its own past without asking Paris. In Paris, he had tested mummy skin under ultraviolet light and found melanin. For 2 years, he begged the Cairo Museum for 1 sample of Ramses II. No one ever answered. At home, he declares another war, an opposition party against President Senghor. the poet of negritude, the darling of Paris salons. 1962, Diop is arrested and jailed in Diourbel, a prisoner in the very region where he was born. The case collapses. His party is dissolved anyway. Senghor tries honey, ministerial posts. Diop refuses. He founds a new party, banned. Then the RND, outlawed by a law written retroactively against it. 3 parties, 3 bands. It's a duel of giants. Senghor writes, "Emotion is African, reason is Greek." Diop answers with carbon, chronology, and documents. Feeling versus proof. Poetry versus the laboratory. Diop's conviction never moved. Development in a foreign language is impossible. Democracy in a foreign language is a delusion. Africa, he said, must think and govern in its own tongues. 1966, the World Festival of Negro Arts crowns him, jointly with the late W.E.B. Du Bois, as the writer who most influenced Black thought in the 20th century. Now, remember that room in Cairo? Here's how he forced it into existence. UNESCO begins writing the official general history of Africa. Diop demands a real confrontation. Invite every specialist who disagrees. Warn them 2 years in advance. Cairo, January 1974. Around the table, some 20 of the world's leading Egyptologists. Opposite them, Diop and Théophile Obenga, 2 Africans who read hieroglyphs fluently. On the origins of the Egyptian people, total disagreement. But on language, the room concedes. Ancient Egyptian is not Semitic. Egypt cannot be cut out of Africa. The concessions keep falling. For Kutter, Egypt was African in its writing, its culture, its way of thinking. Leclerc recognizes the same African character in the Egyptian mind, and UNESCO's official report records the unthinkable. The Africans' papers were so meticulously prepared that the debate suffered a real imbalance. 2 men had outworked 20. The prize, Egypt enters the general history of Africa. In Chapter 1, The Origin of the Ancient Egyptians, is signed Cheikh Anta Diop. He saw even further. In 1981 in Abidjan, he urged Africa towards solar, hydro, hydrogen, and nuclear power, and warned that greenhouse gases were warming the planet in 1981. That same year, Dakar finally allows him to teach history, 21 years after his doctorate. His students discover what France had hidden, a master at the height of his powers. April 4th, 1985, Atlanta proclaims Dr. Cheikh Anta Diop Day. Morehouse College receives him like royalty. Black America has found its champion of memory. January 1986, Yaoundé. He presides over Cameroon's Archaeology Congress and delivers his final public lecture. Egypt, Nubia, and Black Africa. The circle complete. 1 month later, February 7th, 1986, Cheikh Anta Diop dies at home in Dakar, a few hundred meters from the university that silenced him for 2 decades. 13 months after his death, that university surrenders. The gateway bears a new name, Université Cheikh Anta Diop. He rests in Thieytou under the baobabs beside his grandfather. Now, the full picture. He wasn't right about everything. The melanin test proved less than he claimed. His word list skipped modern linguistics. He fought race science with its own categories. But on the question that mattered, does Egypt belong to Africa's story? Science keeps drifting his way. In 2025, UNESCO placed the origin of pharaonic unification in Upper Egypt, looking south. Historian Bethwell Ogot said it best. Diop wrested Egyptian civilization from the Egyptologists and restored it to the mainstream of African history. One man, one lifetime. His own words remain, Egyptian antiquity is to African culture what Greco-Roman antiquity is to Western culture. The student they refused to hear became the name on the diploma. Like this video and subscribe to KemetLeads. Comment and join the discussion on the great leaders shaping Africa and its diaspora, past, present, and future, so that never again will Africa's history be written without the Africans.